My dumbass head was muted. Anyway, after the party is the after party. Welcome everybody. I am your host Ray. Now, usually I have someone with me. Now, with is either B or father. Now they are usually going to come, but I wanted to start something because I was watching this video and with today father wanted to do about do an after party about the world is collapsing and men are just relaxing. And if he comes, we're gonna get to that. But I do have a video that I kind of like wanted to react to, and if Father comes, he can react to this too because this is kind of like up his alley. Now, th- ugh, I can speak. I'm a big fan of Umar. Oh, Father done it to the chat. It's good. I don't know. You're talking. Oh, you mean Father? You unmuted.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go.
Damn. I was like, damn, you started. I was like, shit. I heard recording is on. I was like, oh, word.
Uh, yeah. I started. There was a honestly, there was a video that I was going to react to. I didn't know if you was going to come on that, but so I just started because it was you
Oh, okay.
is and it's kind of like right up on our alley because it's about Umar and but Umar was having this debate that it's the one is usually the one thing I always disagree about Umar, and it's based on hip hop, but uh but he got into a debate with somebody in the hip hop media. I seen him before. I don't know what he does, but I
He
don't know if
had
he's an
no, he
A&R.
had a debate with Mouse, that dude from the Grapevine.
Yeah, Mouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
So have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I thought it'd be worth reacting to. So and
We
then
can react
plus
to it. Yeah.
yeah. All right, cool. I'm gonna just set it up. But now the one thing about hip hop, Umar hip hop thing is that's the one thing I've always disagreed with Umar. I usually like on point with everything, but when it comes to like hip hop, I feel like he's there, but he's also missing the point. Or in my opinion, it's just like I feel like he's putting the full blame on hip hop, and what he's doing, I feel like is different from what anybody else is doing. Probably because, especially when he said, "What has hip hop done in the past 50 years?" I remember him saying that, and it was like, "Now it's done things, but he was like on an individual level." But I was like, "You can't really do that because you're an individual starting in school, and even then, you're like his history uh, of the things, like it's progressed things." But I feel like he always wanted to um, hold a lot of black artists and even black athletes accountable of trying to do things, and I feel like that's not their job to do. And it just, in my opinion, it's like whether they're billionaires or not, I feel like instead of just counting on athletes and actors or entertainers to help us out of situations, we need to put people in the position to help us out on these situations, not just athletes and entertainers. So, um, I got the video up. You rather we start?
Go ahead.
What up,
Beyond that into the chat. What about Beyond?
Shella?
Right.
I'm
Just
actually watching All In right now.
Mm.
all in. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's on
Okay,
right now.
before speaking of wrestling, and I got you here because I want to talk about your baby Mercedes Monet, and this is what I've been hearing. A lot of people have not been liking Mercedes Monet's promos in AEW. They've been saying that it's trash, especially the people like Dave Meltzer and Eric Bischoff. How you feel about that?
I think she's been doing fine.
I will say this. I think that she's still trying to build the character. I think the character is not complete yet. It's she's still finding her groove, so to say. Remember, this is AEW. You feeling what I'm saying? She was in Japan. She was just in fucking Japan.
And this is why I'm saying she's doing fine. This is still a new environment to her.
I wouldn't even say you at this point, because at this point she's been away from WWE for about like a year and a half now. So I like my main thing about her is, you know, just keep it authentic. You know what I'm saying? And then it grows organically. Like, bro, the same shit was said about motherfucking Roman Reigns. They gave him a fucking acting coach, and the nigga was still trash.
Right.
So it's like, give people the time to grow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just give people the time to grow.
And what have I said, speaking of Roman Reigns, what have I said about wrestlers doing their absolute best and thriving when they're allowed to be themselves?
That thing blossom. That thing usually blossom. But yeah. All right. All right. I just wanted to get your opinion on that. With that being said,
shout out to my baby. That's my baby.
I still root for Mercedes Moné. I think they I don't want to play the race card, but I feel like they're doing it not because she's a black woman or some shit like that, or they just don't like the way she carries herself. And
a black woman with confidence is the most disrespected woman on earth.
Unfortunately,
when black women are confident about themselves, they hate that shit.
It scares them. It means she found her strength.
Also, she got 2 belts right now. Leave her alone.
And she doesn't put classes on with everybody.
She has 5-star matches. Like, come on. Stop.
And you can't take that from her.
You can't take that from her. Literally had one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. That's in her fucking resume. Stop it. She's in fucking Wembley Stadium right now. Stop it.
All right. Dion, I know you just popped in, so we're gonna react to this debate between Umar and Mouse, and it's about hip hop. So,
oh boy.
All right. So let's just get it started.
Spiritualists? No, they're not. They are idol worshipers. Look at how they live. I don't care what they profess. Look at how we live. Are we really worshiping God, or are we worshiping money?
Dr. Umar, I got a challenge. I got a challenge.
Introduce yourself to the audience one time.
It's Mouse Jones on that. I just want to challenge some or just get a bit clarity for my own. When you say that hip hop isn't of the hood anymore, or hip hop has become this thing, are we talking about the culture of hip hop, or are we talking about the industry of hip hop?
I'm talking about both, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
I don't like when we have conversations about the degenerative side of hip hop, and members of the hip hop community, which we all are, will try to scapegoat the degeneracy as gangster rap.
Yeah.
And say that the culture of hip hop is something different.
Right.
That may be true. But you know what the problem is?
What?
If that is true, why don't those who claim to identify with the progressive side of hip hop do not hold accountable those who engage in the degenerative form of hip hop?
How do you
in other words,
go ahead.
Take the BET Awards. And of course, BET owned by white folks. We understand, right? But guess what? The positive and the negative are on showcase there. There's no delineation made. On all the hip hop platforms, the positive and the negative are on display. There's no delineation there. So if we want to make a delineation between what is hip hop and what is not, we got to do it more than in the conversation with Dr. Umar. Because the question I would ask people is Jay-Z hip hop?
Yes.
Most people say he is. Well, look at the content of his music. Isn't that degenerate? Is Notorious B.I.G. hip hop? Look at the content of his music.
Okay, so this is why I'm with you. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So we can't call a kettle black on Monday and red on Tuesday. Either it's hip hop or it's not. And before you respond, let me give you an analysis to make it a little bit more clear. Let's take the African American Muslim community.
Yes, sir.
And Christian community, right? There's brothers who go to the masjid for Juma on Friday.
In the outside wilding. Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
And when you go to the imam and say, that dude right there just took a life the other day, you let him for Friday prayer, you know what he gonna say? Then he's not living Islam. But if he's not living Islam, why the hell he in your masjid? Do you see what I'm saying? You're looking for a way not to have to engage the negative elements because you ain't got the courage to step to them and shut that shit down. And that's what's happening in hip hop. The conscious artists and those who claim that the gangster rap ain't really hip hop, why you ain't saying that to the gangster rappers? Why you ain't going to the BET Awards and saying no more nominations for negative content? If you disrespecting women, if you promoting violence, if you promoting irresponsibility, guess what? No more nominations for you. If that ain't hip hop, why that ain't been done yet? Show me the accountability.
Do you agree? Y'all agree with him on that note, or how you feel about what he said about that?
Kind of having a mixed reaction to it.
What's your mixed reaction?
I get what he's saying, but I'm not sure how to word it. What are you doing, little girl? That's what don't be back. What? Water? Yeah, sorry. So yeah, I'm not sure how to put it. I don't know.
It's hard.
Do you want to just think on it before you respond?
Yeah,
because it's like
you need a minute.
I'm trying to. I'm still rolling it around in my head.
Yeah, I'm about to
I got you.
Stand on it because you about to blow a fuse, Dion.
I got you. All right. So here's what I think about what he said. So, also, Dion, you got hella motherfucking feedback. That shit loud as fuck. Anyway,
yeah.
I 100% think that Umar articulated his point very clearly. What he's talking about is the people that are, like, because when we talk about degenerative hip hop, we know what we're talking about, the BIGs, right. You know what I'm saying? I remember Big L had a fucking line on his song where he was like, if he had AIDS, then the entire neighborhood would got him because he gets girls or whatever. And it's like, yeah, there is a lot of fucked up shit about hip hop, but that's art in general. You feeling what I'm saying? The same kind of criticism that he has for hip hop, white folks have for metal music.
Right.
If you remember, you feeling what I'm saying? Like the Ozzy Osbournes and the Marilyn Mansons and like a lot of them white folks really used to think, oh shit, this is devil's music. In the same way that black folks did the same thing with the early R&B and hip hop. You feel? As a matter of fact, before hip hop, R&B, bruh. You get in trouble listening to a lot of that shit. You feeling what I'm saying? And all it's doing is just talking about loving on somebody. So what we consider taboo within the music that we listen to plays a role in how we react to it and what we consider degenerate or not. There's nothing inherently wrong or degenerate about, let's say, being in conflict with somebody and putting it in a song, like a diss track. You feel what I'm saying? Because diss tracks, you could even easily say, is one of the greatest. It's when hip hop is at its peak. A lot of people will say, like when two niggas are beefing with each other and they bring out the best in each other, iron sharpens iron, and then you get back to back bangers. You feel what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. But Umar is trying to make the point that it's all hip hop, right? But again, if that's the case, then we can separate it, because if it's hip hop, there's a progressive side, then there's a degenerative side. I think where Umar is losing people at is, okay, so if your point is that it's all the same hip hop, then you differentiating between progressiveness and degeneracy is the entire point. You feel what I'm saying? Like you kind of can't have one without the other. It's yin and it's yang. For every song that talks about we are black kings and queens and talk about progressive and conscious shit, there's the I'ma kill that nigga in his motherfucking sleep and watch his daughter watch and make his daughter watch. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna get that. You want to know why? Because that's art. You know what I'm saying? You could say the same shit for movies. Oh, these degenerative ass movies, nigga. Baby Boy is one of the most degenerate movies of all time, and it is a fucking classic. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, and again, it's like I see his point, but you differentiating between the two is like, you know, you don't really have like conflict within it, because if it's an art form, it's gonna manifest itself in everything. You have progressive books, you have degenerate books. Ray, I still remember that fucking story book you read, that Zane book that you read for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's gonna be good with bad in everything. That's life, yin and yang. You know, good and bad, positive and negative. It's going to be in everything that we do. Shit, you talking about hip hop? Fuck. Hip hop is just a reflection of the consciousness of the people. So if there's degeneracy, then okay, then that means that black people have a degenerate side to them, do they not? Duh. That means black people, by extension, also have a progressive side. So what do you want to get your attention?
I mean, art imitates life, right?
Boom.
Is that the same?
Right there. Hey,
Right
yo, Dion, you literally just dismantled Umar's entire fucking point with that phrase.
Also, I'm glad you brothers are here because, one, Father, you took everything you said I was going to say, but you said more eloquently than I would ever fucking get through. It's especially art imitates life. It's just like, especially the yin and the yang. Because I was going to say that you cannot have one without the other. It's like, and every philosopher, every civilization, books. I think it's even in the Art of War, Sun Tzu. It's like you cannot have one without the other. Where there's beauty, there's chaos. So if you're going to talk about one, you cannot ignore the other side that's about it. And this is the problem what I have with Umar. It's just that I feel like he focused too much on the degenerate side, to where it's just like there are people that's conscious raps. There are people that don't talk about beating someone. There's people that that don't live that gangster life. They talk about it, but what can you do when the people that that I know, they listen to this shit? It's just like, I feel it. To me, Umar is up to me. Umar is always attacking the wrong person. I see where he's coming from, but I feel like you're attacking the wrong people, or you're putting the blame on someone that's not worthy of putting the blame on. Again, I feel like as a people, we all need to take accountability of what we're doing, but I feel like the blame is putting on the wrong person. Let's get back into the video.
I think the accountability happens on multiple levels, but I don't think hip hop holds itself accountable. I agree with that. I agree with that 1,000%. I have a video where I discuss hip hop being in desperate need of a Me Too movement.
Yes.
I talk about this.
Yes.
You know, we've come across each other and stuff. You know, through Unc, through Charlotte.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm always saying that. I think my problem is that when we sit as black people or members of black people as members of the hip hop community, we can't allow outsiders. We can't allow people, and sometimes it's black people that are outsiders too. Okay. Not every black person is a participant or lives the hip hop culture. You may be a black person, but the hip hop culture you may not subscribe to, right? So just because you're black, I don't look at you for that, right? I need to know that you partake in the hip hop culture, that you subscribe to the hip hop culture, to have such not talking about you. I'm saying when we're looking at that, basically. So to say that, I say the degeneracy saying that is a part of hip hop. I don't know if it is. I know it's a crime. I know that it is a byproduct of most times it's a byproduct of poor of being poor and growing up in poor, underprivileged communities. Like you said, you're a political scientist. I know you've seen it. All the studies show that it's not a black crime problem. That crime is is when opportunity meets underserved communities. That's why when they talk about crime in black neighborhoods, why? Because that's where the most poor people are. Right, crime happens where there are poor people, where there are not opportunities, where opportunities are far and few between. Right, so
that's not rain.
Is it? Yeah, that is.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh yeah. So that's what I would say. I don't know that the degeneracy is a part of hip hop as much as it is a crime, but I wouldn't hold anybody in hip hop so accountable for talking about a life they lived or a life they grew up witnessing more than I would hold a journalist responsible for covering what's going on in Palestine or what's going on in war-torn countries.
With you on his grounds. A journalist is trained to report the news as it occurred without passion or prejudice. Our hip hop artists do not report their experience without passion or prejudice.
He has a point there, but at the same time, if my man's just died, how the hell I'm supposed to if that's more like my main man $100,000?
I gotta say two things. First, okay, homeboy lost me when he said that hip hop needs a Me Too movement. That has actually ruined a lot of things for a lot of people. So to that, I say absolutely the hell not.
I would argue to say it had a Me Too movement. If you really think about it.
Yeah, it was the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lane situation. But anyway,
I was thinking more of Superhead. I was thinking about I wasn't thinking
that far back. Damn. I wasn't thinking that far back.
Because she was telling
I forgot all about her.
Hell, if we're going to go real recent, Jaguar Wright. She over there. She on the couch. She talking about everybody, especially Jay-Z. Right. Jaguar Wright.
She been talking about Jay-Z for the longest.
I know. I was like, she hate Jay-Z, but she been talking about everybody's business, not just Diddy's business. The Roots. She said shit about Talib Kweli and other people. She's been around a lot, so you can really say this. Yeah. I was going to say this. I was going to say Amber Rose is slutball, even though it didn't accomplish anything. I feel like that was more to sell her merchandise than to really.
It was a waste of time, is what it was. But my other thing is, you can't have music without emotion. So when these cats are on these songs talking about shit they've seen, shit they've been through or whatever, how do you expect them to sound, bro? That's all I want to know. What do you expect? Yes, there's going to be a little bit of a prejudice, a little bit of anger in his system. The guy's been through some things.
Yeah, what's Michael Jackson's "Man in the Mirror" without the passion? Or what was it, Earth Song? The way you talk about the earth, so much passion. Music just moves you. Just gives you a vibe anyway. Brings down emotion in you anyway, depending on the vibe of the music. So there's no way you cannot report anything through music without, emotion. So let's get back into the video.
They reported with both passion and prejudice, and they glamorize and glorify it. To tell me that this is all I can rap about because this is all I've seen. When you're living in $1 million mansion and your kids go to a white school, that's a complete hypocrite.
I agree, but
You
I would
understand?
ask who still does that.
Who still does that?
Like perfect example. You brought up
Who
Jay.
are the top 10 hip hop artists currently rapping right now? And what is the content of their music
I would challenge that most of them are not rap today. Or are you talking about all time?
right now?
Yeah, I would challenge that all 10 of them are probably not talking about anything hood because that's not the most prevalent music right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Who?
Travis
All right, so we're
Scott.
talking about trap. I got this. You got Travis Scott.
What's
He
his
ain't-
content?
We don't know what he's saying, but he's not talking about hood shit. He might be at most talking about like illicit drug use, but that's what he does.
But that's part of it.
He's the top 10 though.
He said top 10. What gangster rappers are top 10? That's not what he said.
overall.
He didn't ask for that caveat.
Deal with both.
He said
let's
both.
deal with the top 10.
And so if there's top 10, that's
First off-
the top
first
10.
off,
Those are the people that are
that's the
on.
biggest,
Yeah,
yeah.
those are the
The
biggest
biggest
artists, and those are
artists.
the people that are selling to
Who?
the mass audience. I would
Travis
say
Scott?
Travis Scott. He ain't rapping about that. Maybe Kendrick, but he has balance.
Okay.
Drake. We all know when he talks that gangster shit, he's cosplaying, but
Yeah, but he talked the gangster shit.
he does. He has some of that.
Who else?
Who would be up there? Then
Future.
Future.
Future talked the gangster shit.
Future talks the gangster shit. Who then
21 Savage talks the gangster
I
shit.
wouldn't say he's top 10.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I would
Tell you
consider
when
him
he's
top 10.
Right now, he's top 10 for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
boom. He's talking that gangster shit.
J. Cole,
He's not talking that gangster shit at all.
Right, I'll give Jay a pass.
Lil Uzi. No.
I don't think most of the country knows who
No,
Boss Man D-Lo
he's
is.
like-
Here's
Sexy Red.
But-
I don't think most.
but you know what?
Go ahead,
Here's
go ahead,
my
Before he gets to it, those were terrible examples.
They just talking out their ass at this point.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Mouse was not holding his own, and
He was not. And this is it's like that traditional versus 50-50 again. It's like
yeah.
you're not holding your own. And I'm not. He's not even being emotional. I'm not even going there. But I was like, yo, you could have had so much better. Just like if you would have just went all time. I feel like first off, you went all time. You would definitely.
Or if he just Googled, okay, who are the top 10, most popular, whatever right now, he could have literally just went on Google and looked at that list and compared that to what he was saying.
Well, the thing is, he went with the hottest rappers, and usually the hottest rappers are usually the more recent rappers. So that's why, like, someone said Boss Man D-Lo. I'm like, Boss Man D-Lo is new to majority of the people. With them, don't matter if he was putting out music or not. Some people just learned about Boss Man D-Lo. Travis Scott is still, I don't want to say new because he's like a 2010 artist. So in hip hop ways, it's just like there's 50 years of hip hop. That is 1/5 of hip hop, and that's 20. He's basically 2010. So in the whole aspect, he's kind of like fresh. But if you just like throw out, let's just say Jay-Z got like 30 years. You got someone that, and like I feel like he should have used someone not only that's been rapping for a while and then said gangster stuff, but has put growth into his lyrics. Someone like a Jay-Z, someone like a Young Jeezy, someone like a Nas, so even Eminem.
Someone who, as their life changed, their music changed.
Yes, man. It's like hell. Like even if we go with 2010 artists, we can go with Tyler the Creator because as someone that used to listen to Tyler Creator's old shit, he used to talk about the R word. He was trolling, but it was like one of those hardcore words. He used to talk about R word and saying random stuff just for shock. Now, like if you look at his music now, he's definitely done progress into like more. Like he talking more about himself, and he's talking about depression, and he's talking about how like he is getting money, but he's very lonely. Like those are examples that I feel like you could have definitely thrown out to counteract this argument.
You could have threw up Eminem.
I just said Eminem.
I missed that.
I said Eminem. But yeah, hell, matter of fact, thank you, Dion, because his last album was about that.
That was literally the motherfucking theme of his current album.
Yes. His current album was just about that. It was the death of Slim Shady, which was that moniker that shock jock rapper that we all grew up on and some shit like that. Him talk about Christopher Reeves and a bunch of gay jokes or something. He was like, I don't do that no more. So, shout out to the boy Mouse. I'm like, I see where he was going at, but I feel it's like terrible examples. Like, I was like, when he said Travis Scott, I said, oh my God.
And this is coming because, like, I've seen Mouse dismantle many arguments on the grapevine.
Yeah.
You feeling what? Bruh, I always said his magnum opus in the grapevine was when they was talking about black LGBTQ. It was like this one episode, nigga just completely annihilated the entire fucking panel. Like nobody was saved, bruh. Like the points he made, like he dismantled everybody. So this one, I'm like, oh no, Mouse, no.
Yeah. And like
everyone slips on occasion. I mean, it's Dr. Umar.
I was about to say, it's level. I would say it's levels to the shit because Umar, you could tell like he can take over an argument too. So he has it.
Umar done, bruh, and it's funny because Umar has done the opposite when it came to that argument too. Because if you remember, there was that video of the speech he did in St. Louis, where the woman challenged him, and then he proceeded to embarrass her in front of everybody. I was like, oh shit.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, like so Umar, like, bro, you can't. He's been in those type of situations. You know what I'm saying? Look at what happened with Roland Martin. He's been in them type of situations. He knows how to fucking talk out of a situation, and not only that, but make you look dumb in the process.
Exactly.
He's one of those.
All right, let's get back into the video.
Rebuttal, and
Yes,
this
sir.
is why I disagree. You can't pick and choose what you want to consider and not consider hip hop when it's all done under that umbrella and nothing publicly is being done to differentiate.
I think the umbrella.
I don't think he was trying to do that in the first place.
Not at all.
Okay, because that's what I was getting. I was like, that, and I love Umar. I feel like that was a strongman argument. I hope I used that correctly, but it was just like I don't think he was trying to separate that at all. It's just putting it out there.
Brother, it's blackness, not hip hop.
He in my mosque praying.
Mm-hmm.
He on the street killing. But when you come to me and ask me to hold him accountable, oh, he's not a good Muslim.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's up?
It's an echo.
Is there an echo? Speak again.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
I can hear you though. I can hear you now.
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you
Yes.
now.
I was talking earlier.
You were muted.
We couldn't
I'm
hear
like,
you.
y'all
But
must
listen.
not hear me.
No, material life. Listen, that was Jitsi. Jitsi is the one you need to be mad at.
I'm like, y'all must not hear me.
I wouldn't ignore you.
Yeah, Jitsi was like, "Hey, yo, let me mute her real quick." You ain't gonna say nothing. The hell?
I was saying
I realized Jesse is run by Pinky from next Friday.
Yeah.
But go ahead, B. You have anything to say?
I was talking about when y'all was talking about the guy when he was throwing out his top tens.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to find artists that was like hot, but don't have curse words. But it was so hard for him to find like these specific artists like on the spot, and so he was just like, "Yeah, I'm cooked."
But even
Instead
then,
of just saying like, technically, a lot of these artists still do talk about drugs. They still do talk about killing. And it's just the way they do it is different. It don't matter how you change the lingo, like how you change, like there's words that they say, unless you're in the streets, you know the words. Like I think somebody said, like there's a song where this guy told the guy, I'll hold his D word. And I'm like, people thought that was like, oh, that was like, that's so gay. And then to find out that the D word was considered to be like a gun or something. I'm like, Lord
Sound like
Jesus,
Young
take the
Thug.
wheel. Huh?
Sound like Young Thug when he said, "Pull up on him with the dicks out."
Yeah. He was like, and I was just like, why? Like, well, since I'm not in the street, I wouldn't expect the D word to mean, but I guess if you're in the streets, you know. I was just like, Lord, take the wheel.
I'm not in the streets either, but I pick up some street lingo here and there. If they tell you to pull them dicks out, they're talking about guns.
Yeah.
I remember when I first heard that, I said that's the gayest shit ever. That's but let me ask you this though, B. First of all, welcome.
Hey.
Second of all, in your opinion, who would you say is the 10 hottest rapper out right now?
10 hottest rappers out right now?
Or who would you say is the hottest rapper? You don't even have to give me 10. Just say who would you say is the hottest rappers out right now?
Bro, I couldn't even give you 10 to be completely honest with you.
That's what I
Oh,
said. You don't have to give me 10.
Jesus. Uzi's still considered hot rapper. I don't know if he's considered a rapper or a rock star. I don't know what people consider Uzi to be. Um,
He's a little bit of both.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Gunna is considered hot. 21 Savage is hot right now. Um, um, Jesus. Drake is still hot, I think, and Kendrick Lamar is hot. Um, J. Cole is hot. I think Future is kind of
Mm.
dead. He's still hot, but he's sizzling down a little bit. Um, this is hard.
Have you noticed that all the rappers you done given me, have been from at least 2010, from at least 2010 and up.
Yep.
It's because those are the rappers we listen to. Like some people
Those,
might like
yeah,
that
but
little Mexican T.O., whatever OT, whatever the hell his name was
Mexican OT.
from from
But
the cipher thingy,
yeah,
and like the whatever the one that they had just said.
Bossman D-Lo.
Yeah, I think he has a song that's hot on TikTok right now. Like the new generation rappers that's just popped out from TikTok. I think they like one hit wonders. Like I don't even remember their names. Um, uh, Scarface is considered hot, but she's been out for like 2 years now.
I'm sorry.
Um,
Who?
Sexy Red is considered hot.
Okay. You said Scarface or Scarlett?
Scar Lip.
Uh,
I don't know. To be honest, I couldn't tell you like hot rappers. Like I can tell you the ones that I like, I know that are still like actively making music and albums and they're still like competing, like, still working hard.
okay. Thank you. First off, thank you. And but it also to the point I was saying, all those rappers named like from 2010 and up, a bunch of them like Uzi and them 2016 and up. The Sexy
Mhm.
Reds and the Bossman D-Lo, those are the 2020s and up. That's like one
Yeah.
fifth of hip hop. If hip hop's been around for 50 years, that's just one fifth. So usually the people who's talking about the hottest rappers out, yeah, they're usually going to be talking about what's around them. Now um what I was saying is like if you speak to someone like a Jay Z that's had at least 30 years of hip hop, or someone like a Rakim that has about 40 years of hip hop, 40 years of about 30, 40 years of hip hop, or LL Cool J, a lot of their raps done matured over the time. Hell, even like I said, even Tyler's done matured. 21 Savage done matured. I know he's still talking a little bit of gangster shit, but there's still like maturity in his raps. Like, is he not to where Jay Z is? No, but there's a lot of maturity in his raps. What I'm saying is just like a lot of these rappers, they kind of like rap from the point of view of where they at right now. It's not, and if all you've done seen is violence and bullshit, around you, you're going to rap about that. It's that's what I'm getting at. So it's just like so. If you will be talking about the hottest rappers, and of course they're going to be talking about usually the shit that's they have done. And
But
we go ahead.
is Jay-Z still working though? Like Jay-Z's working like business wise, but like when you say like rapper, like is he still active as much as like he was like when he was really actively rapping? Like like Jay-Z can drop out of music and everything. Like when him and his Kanye days, yeah, Jay-Z was working still hard. But like Jay-Z don't rap that much. Like he might drop a music here and there. Like Busta is still for some odd reason. Busta just started was like still working hard. Like and his
That's
music is still good. But that's
The man
different.
knows his craft.
no,
Hmm.
but like Busta Rhymes is a hustler. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
Nas,
Like there's just certain people they just hustle.
Yeah,
yeah,
and
Nas ain't working as hard as he used to, like during his like but if it was
Nas, Nas
like
put
the
out 3 albums
Jay-Z.
in 3 years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Nas
but
put
I'm
out three
saying like
albums.
compared to like how he used to work, like you knew Nas stuff was coming out. Like Nas was really like even when he had dropped off his last few albums, like he was, going to like the studios, not studios, but like to the radio stations, releasing his stuff. Like now he's just like he'll put something out and it's just like, oh, okay, if people hear it, they hear it. But he's not like feels like he has to grind how like Travis Scott feels like he has to like still be doing all these features with people, Drake and like all these people still feel like they're competing and they're still fighting for like money in the like album space. Where like Nas, like he's probably like he's financially okay. Like he has businesses, he's matured, he's not still fighting in the like album space like some of these other artists is who ain't got like, a financial footing yet.
Again, Nas put out. Let's see, King Disease 1, 2, and 3. Now, he put out 5 albums in the past 4 years. He's been
That's
grinding.
active to me.
That's very active.
That's very. Nas has been putting out. He's put out 5 albums because he's ever since he's been with Hit Boy, he's been putting out music. Now that doesn't refute your point. I just wanted to tell you.
How
Um,
you put out so where's these 5 albums?
Kendrick.
I ain't heard not one single thing about a Nas album coming out in like I think two or so much years. I knew
Not
he signed with Jay-Z a while back, and that's he had that Kanye West that album that Kanye was working on with him. And I
talking
think
about
they
Watch
put
the
that
Throne.
on out. Huh?
You talking about Watch the Throne?
No, I'm talking about Nas. I know he signed with Jay-Z a while back. And I think Kanye and him was working on Kanye was working on his Nas's album. And that was like the whole time when Tiana Taylor threw out an album and Jay-Z put out an album in the same time period that Nas put out his album.
Oh, that
And
came out in 2018. That Nas
yeah,
here.
that's the last time I remember Nas was working on an album. I didn't even know he had these 4 extra albums you're talking about within 5 years.
Yeah. Nasir came out in 2018. And even then, Jay Z's 444 came out in 2017. So, uh, and that was the last time Jay put out an album. Not unless you count the one where he did with Jay Electronica, which I forgot. I can see this. I can see where that came out. I think
But
it was.
like Nas and Jay-Z, they used to eat up the like radio space. Like the radio space has been eaten up by like the 2010s and the 2016 people. Like, and you still get some 2020s and some 2024s. Like Sexy Red eating it up right now. Like, or then they'll just start playing old stuff like the early 2000s stuff still. Like I understand like Dr. Umar stuff, but like clearly rappers is still dying because these thug rappers is still, speaking that lingo. So clearly the music hasn't changed.
Matter of fact, Nas won Best Rap Album in 2021. So Nas got a credit.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I was about to say
So where
one
the
of the King diseases. I think it was King disease too.
no, I'm saying like he won that best rap album on which award show?
Grammy.
You know, I think the Grammy be bought. He on Jay-Z label, so it's nothing but that's questionable. It's not
Uh,
questionable that the album wasn't the best,
but
but it's questionable about
King
the
Disease.
Grammy.
King Disease is good though. Like I don't know
No,
you.
I'm not saying Nas album. I know is gonna be good, but I'm saying it's still the Grammys is still always questionable because I feel like the Grammys being bought.
With Grammy, I can tell you. Um, I can tell you who was nominated again. That was with. Hold on. At that year. Uh,
Was that his
D
first
Smoke.
Grammy?
Yeah. D Smoke, Freddie Gibbs, and the Alchemist. J Electronica, a written. That was it. J Electronica. King Disease, and Royce the 5'9". Those were the 5 albums.
Oh, that's good. That's a good runner. Like that's some good people. A
Yeah.
good list.
So, and those were and all 5 of those albums were very good albums that came out that year.
Yeah.
Except for Jay Electronicas. I'm not gonna hold you. But Jay-Z was on majority of that album though.
Mm-hmm.
So,
But I still think your Grammys be bought by Jay-Z record label. Mhm.
maybe. But what's that? But Kendrick he puts out I was about to say Kendrick he puts out an album like when he feels like it. That's he's got about compared to Drake. Drake got like at least 10 albums. I think Kendrick got about 5 or 6, something like
Well,
that.
Drake puts out an album every 6 to 1 year,
Yeah,
like 6 months to 1 year. Like Drake will literally drop an album. Sometimes it be fake leaked albums and stuff like that. And Drake is always like doing albums like with other artists, like mixed albums. Plus, he'll have his own album. So
So he gonna pop up somewhere no matter what.
yeah,
yeah, so
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's certain artists is like that's always like Nas is a good artist, but it's just I don't see him as much as like back in the days. But then again, we don't have the places where they could easily be tapped into, like compared to like 106 and Park, MTV, and like let's be honest, these record labels is barely working,
No,
and
not him.
unless
I
you're like
love him.
following Nas on his social media platforms, and he's not put on like these blog pages because he don't be a mess. Or he constantly have a bunch of random groupies on his arm every Monday through Sunday. Like Nasri to himself. Like so you would have to know like on his page, like Jeezy, like when Jeezy came back out, like he's been making noise ever since his divorce. But like before that, I felt like Jeezy was kind of like just chilling. But he wasn't clearly because he had a lot of albums that came out. But you would have to be somebody who's following his social media to like, know if these artists got music coming out. Where like a lot of these other artists they play in the shade room and um what's those other blog websites, Hollywood Unlocked and all these other blog websites that be on social media to like fake release their music for them, talking about some, oh my gosh, this music is going crazy, like ain't nobody heard about this song by yesterday. All of a sudden it's been going crazy on the streams.
Mhm. All right, let's get back into the video.
So you saying that ain't really hip hop, but they all at the BET Awards though. They all at the concerts. They all at the
which is there to
events.
celebrate the work, not
You
the
see
human.
what you're doing? But you see what you're doing?
I'm just talking about I'm talking about the atmosphere.
Yeah, but
the
you're picking and
BET
choosing,
Award,
bro. When is hip hop
Mhm.
going to put some structure to the shit?
Let
me give you an example.
We're in
Let me give you an
agreement.
example.
Yeah.
Just like on the CDs, you know, they used to put parental advisory explicit lyrics.
Yes,
There needs to be
they still do that.
That's it, right? But there needs to be a stamp that says this is not hip hop. You see what I'm saying? And let me tell you why hip hop doesn't hold gangster rap accountable. Because they the ones making the damn money, and nobody want to get cut out of being potentially included in on that. Why nobody rebuked the NWA? Because look what they were selling.
Mhm.
Nobody never stepped to Big or Jay or any of the artists who was into the gangster shit. Because they sell. Nobody want to be on the wrong side of making money. Money came first. It's the same reason why hip hop was sold out to the white industry.
Immediately.
Because everybody cared about the money.
Right.
When we was selling hip hop out of our trunk and everybody was having fun, that's where it should have stayed. But niggas got thirsty for being rich and famous. And they sold it out like every other part of our culture got sold out. Music, dance, jazz. Hip hop ain't the only thing, but I'm just showing
it's just the most vocal and easy. The only challenge I have,
y'all can't be picking and choosing.
When you say big,
disingenuous because y'all don't make no distinctions nowhere else.
When you say Big died at 24. We don't know where he would have.
I agree, but you still got to take at the material. I'm a big fan.
I know that.
I'm just saying,
but
our greatest artist. There you go.
We specifically want to talk about Jay. Jay's not rapping about. He's not rapping about being losing 92 bricks more. He's rapping about art and wishing he would have made better choices.
He's on his way to 60 now. But his first four albums was about what?
But that was his access. That's where he was. If we're going to give them the room to grow.
But here we go. We're going back to the journalist argument. They're not reporting what they went through neutrally like a journalist. They are celebrating and glorifying it. You understand?
Did I tell you to sell drugs? No. Hov did that. So hopefully none of y'all will have to go through that.
This goes back to my first argument I made. The first time Umar had, this issue with hip hop. This is how you know who listens to the music and who doesn't.
No, but that's always been my pet peeve when people argue about hip hop. Is like, oh, these kids are telling you to sell drugs. They're telling you to glorify it. It's like, don't get me wrong. It's like most people don't even listen to the lyrics until like you really sit down and really listen to the lyrics and some shit like that. Same thing that goes with some R&B songs, or if I can tell you, matter of fact, Before I Let Go. You like the song before? I think what's that? Frankie Beverly and Maze. Before I Let Go. Most people didn't know that was a breakup song, and they play it at picnics. They play it at picnics, and that's a breakup song.
Yeah,
hey, y'all,
like
hey y'all, Andre 3000. That's a song about depression.
Yeah. Or you think you got it? Come on, man. That song is about depression.
That song is about depression. So, but I used to go through this because I remember Trick Daddy had a song called Thug Holiday, and no, not Thug Holiday.
That's a good song to me.
That's it. Thug Holiday is a good song, but I didn't mean that one. Locked Up by Akon and Styles P. And
that's an old.
That's not glorification at all.
Hold on, did we get to a story? Because we was playing Locked Up, and when the teachers came in, she was like, "I don't know how y'all listen to it. The band is sitting there glorifying jail," and every kid in my classroom said, "No, he's not." And then one of us had to literally recite the lyrics to him, and it was the one when Styles P was just like, "You still living luxurious. I don't want to be here. The walls are gray, the clothes is orange. Something, the food is garbage." It's like he's telling you not to go to jail. And it's like Akon's third verse is literally, "Can't wait to get out and move forward with my life." It's like that's the furthest thing from glorifying. But again, like I said, most people when they argue this and they talk about, they tell you to sell drugs and all that, I said, no, they don't. This is giving you their story.
I'm just gonna say I listened to hip hop all my life, and not one song made me want to go fucking sell drugs.
Right.
Not one.
Thanks.
You feeling what I'm saying? It's the spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, they mentioned he mentioned NWA play the song "Dope Man."
You know what I'm saying? And Dope Man, bro, first of all, that song is a banger. But
that song is a banger.
When you listen to the context of the music, you feeling what I'm saying? It's projecting a reality. It's projecting a narrative. You feeling what I'm saying? If the shit is motherfucking negative, that means that some of it is based in reality due to the fact that that emotion or that story that they're telling is, part of the reason why they're making the song in the first place. So it just goes to show you that, like, a lot of this argument from Umar really is just him wanting to hold people accountable who he feels are detrimental to the community. But what he needs to understand is that what is detrimental to the community is sometimes they're only just symptoms of a rather much larger problem. Your issue is not with gangster rap. Your issue is with the fact that there are economic conditions from the people that gave rise to gangster rap in the first place.
Thank you. I said this all the time. Jay-Z never rapped about drugs. He rapped about hustle. 50 Cent never rapped about drugs. He rapped about a hustle. Trust me, if they was instead of drug dealers, and they'd probably be used car salesmen, and they're talking about how they would sell you a car. It's like if you change the environment, you change the rap. It's just like how like rock music in the 90s, it was all grungy and it was all like a mood and a feeling and stuff. And a lot of them was talking about depression in some of their songs. It was like this was going on in some of the neighborhoods and the white neighborhoods that people didn't know about. The same thing like one of my favorite white boy songs, Teenage Dirtbag. Like that song is literally about a boy trying to ask a girl to a prom. But it's just like, she don't know who I am and I'm just a piece of shit. And that was just like, that was the whole song or some shit. But again, it's like another quote from Jay-Z. Do you really listen to my music or do you skim through it? So let's get back to the video.
Look at all the rap beefs. They glorify and glamorize because conflict sells.
You benefit from your experience. And I'm talking about you. You benefit from your experience, everything you've studied, everything you researched.
Yeah, but I'm from the ghetto too.
I'm not.
We're not. They did.
Yeah,
we're not. No.
But
I can talk about what I've seen.
I'm not talking about that. I'm not even challenging that. I'm just saying you sit here today, Harold. We're all excited and we're all appreciative and cherish the moment
So
we have.
They had to glamorize it.
I'm not saying they had to glamorize. I'm saying they made
Enemy
something
was from the hood, but Public Enemy chose to flip it.
Right, but that's
when
what
I
Chuck
look at
D
it, Big
decided
Daddy
to do.
Kane or Rakim, they was into the gangster shit, but they also had that other side of consciousness with them. I could deal with that because it was a balanced hip hop. The Big Daddy Kane, the KRS, it was a balanced hip hop. It's full tilt now.
I don't know if that's true. Based
Pause that.
on just
Pause
the
that.
level.
Hold up. Let's fucking dissect that, Ray. Right there. Now, you've also been listening to hip hop all your life. Dion, you've been listening to hip hop all your life. Like
I was about to say, I know I can name a few different artists who balance their material out quite fucking well.
Yeah,
They just. But
true.
Say what you was about to say.
Yeah, true. But that's not even my point. We don't even have to go there, right? Again, this proves that Umar is scapegoating. He's scapegoating right there. He said it went full tilt. Well, even if it has went full tilt, right? You still have other musical genres that Black people make that not only like provide a balance, but you would even say that, oh God, the Black community is like healing. You feeling what I'm saying? You would make that statement because of the type of shit that Black people make. You feeling what I'm saying? So even if hip hop went full tilt, fine, cool, whatever. Give it to the white folks. Because we got so much more shit. You think we can just stop at hip hop? You feeling what I'm saying? Like, bro.
Wait until we take country music back.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Dion. Dion, thank you. You literally just
wait until we take country music back.
Speaking of, listen to Shabuzi. Shabuzi got a great country album. If you ever heard Shabuzi, he has a great country album.
And thanks for bringing that up, because this also disproves Umar's point. Okay, if hip hop went full tilt, take back country, take back bluegrass, take back jazz,
take back rock and roll, yank all that shit back.
If Black people started making fucking jazz again, nigga, every fucking white party you go to will have a black.
Hey, nigga, we still are. They're just not mainstream like it used to be.
That's true too. That's a good point. But I'm just saying, like, sometimes when you focus on the mainstream, the mainstream is meant to be distracted. The mainstream is meant to throw their money at the most mindless, most baseless, most stupid, most bullshit thing that they can find. Why the fuck do you think they pack football stadiums? Because it's just nothing but fucking degenerate ass men screaming about other men fucking tackling each other. You feeling what I'm saying? Like, bro, why do you think we watch professional wrestling? It's big, meaty men slapping meat. And they pack out and they sell out motherfucking stadiums, bro.
I like big sweaty men.
Slapping meat. Feeling what I'm saying? This one is a champion. He slapped meat harder than everybody. That's what we do. Like, bro, shit, look at all the black people taking over wrestling right now.
Live streaming is on.
Speaking of cooking, this lady over here got some lamb chops in this goddamn oven, and they smell good as fuck.
I'm happy. I'm very, very
Go ahead.
happy.
Go ahead, Father. We back on.
Don't mind me, I'm hungry.
Yeah, but yeah, like, bro, if hip hop being taken over, honestly, like, first of all, that can't really happen because you know, the cultural roots of hip hop go just far beyond you know, like the mainstream and everything. It's a grassroots thing. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it was started in the streets, and it can't die until the streets say it died. You feel what I'm saying? No matter how mainstream or bullshit it is. Like,
can I tack on something to that?
What's up?
I also want it to be kept in mind that arguably the most popular rapper above the age of 30 right this moment is white, but he's respected the way he is because he shows respect for the fucking craft.
You mean Logic? Let me stop.
Shut up, Ray.
I'm sorry.
I'm just as white as that Mona Lisa. I'm just as black as my cousin Keisha. I hate that line. I hate it so much. I fucking hate it.
I always thought Logic was overrated, but that's just me.
No,
he wasn't bad, but he wasn't as good as people were trying to make him out to be in my eyes.
No,
don't get me wrong. It's good. He's good.
He's good.
You know what I'm saying? He's just cringy.
Yeah. Right. Like I was saying, it was people who was like really making him out to be more than what he was. And I was like, he's okay. He's not Yellow Wolf, you know, but he's okay.
Yeah, but Dion, you also have to understand Logic's main audience are niggas that been bullied all their life. So of course they're gonna fucking defend.
You know what?
Hey, come on! Listen to that nigga's music. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, the music was good. You feel what I'm saying? That's why the music is quality. Like, Logic made quality ass music, but we're not gonna fucking sit here and pretend the niggas that was bigging them up the most ain't get bullied in fucking middle school and high school.
See, I started to say something. It's like thinking about, damn, it's always the nerds. It's always the nerds.
And like, we're nerds. You feel what I'm saying? But damn.
I mean, well, I'm gonna say it's always the geeks. There's a difference between being a nerd and being a geek. You can be a nerd without being a geek.
Hey, tomato.
Literally.
Except for the weeaboos. I'm not playing the weeaboos.
That is a whole other species. That's a discussion for another day. Proceed with this video.
All right, let's get into the video
of music that everyone has access to, right? If you have access to this much music,
I'm gonna give you the same argument I gave them about Drake not coming out telling everybody he black. Why defend it, and why not just make them accountable?
I think because like I said earlier, I think the conversation is deeper, and we're going to need someone like you and other like-minded people that are going to be able to have that conversation outside of the white gaze.
I hear what you're saying.
Where where because this is layered, right? The same issues we talk about just within the Black community and how the mental struggles and the PTSD that you talk about, all of that, it's all prevalent.
But I don't think it's ever going to happen. You want to know why?
Oh, I agree with
because the Jewish.
I agree.
The Jewish companies
they got
control the financial.
So it'll never happen.
Blueprint of hip hop.
I'm with
nobody wants to be on the other side of not making money, and because of that, everybody's going to turn a blind eye.
Which means the grace needs to come. Which means the grace needs to come within. But like I said, it is one of the. It's almost a byproduct of being Black and being in support of other Black people. No, I'm not saying that.
The job of an artist is not just to describe, it is to project. An artist, even an artist that's doing art to show you the ghetto, they are still supposed to project it in such a way that shows people how this ghetto can be transformed into something it's currently not. Hip-hop artists don't do that. They don't say this is what we're living, but this is what we should be doing.
We're also
this
talking
is
about
what we're going through, but let's take it
also
here.
Talking about
I can give you an example of songs where like people.
I can recite a verse right now from one of my favorite Jay-Z songs.
Go ahead.
Whether we dribble out this motherfucker, write metaphors and riddle out this motherfucker, work second floors, hospitals out this motherfucker. Somehow we gonna get up out this motherfucker. Someday the cops will kill a motherfucker. I don't always want to be this drug dealing motherfucker. Damn. Wish I could take us all on a magic carpet ride through the sky. I used to play the hall of fifth floor. Me and my boys, we all poor, getting high. I've seen the worst of the worst. I deserve every blessing I receive. I'm from the dirt. Damn. What was that next line? Shit. It's from Somehow, Some Way from Blueprint 2 with Scarface and Beanie Siegel. I forgot that next line. But that's one song where he's talking about progressing forward. There's other tracks from other cats talking about giving back to the community, doing all this, all the stuff that he's saying that they don't speak about. What's how that shit? T.I. was talking about how he had giving all this money to like what his son's mom and all this other stuff on what was that song? Do It, Big Things Poppin'. Remember that?
Yeah.
So his rappers talking about the positive shit they do with their money.
Hell, Lupe got a song called All Black Everything. It was just like, what would it be like if, let's say, slavery never happened and Black people, we came in on our own avail and we built up the country and all that. It's like, there's definitely songs that definitely doesn't talk about what Umar's talking about. And I'm glad you done quote the Jay-Z thing. I was thinking like this other songs like
because at the verse that I started to recite, he's talking about working your way out of the hood, not selling dope right then and there.
Yeah, what else? The People by Common. That's another great song, and let's talk about the hood. Hell, Bust Around the Ghetto Life. That's another one,
and that's my favorite song of that particular album too.
Yeah, it's
that Rick James sample is crazy.
That Rick James sample is definitely crazy. So, like, again, I said this is just being a hip hop head. This is just you just pull the stuff out. So let's get back into the video.
We're also talking who do that. They're not progressive.
We're also talking about 9 times out of 10. We're also talking about kids. We're talking about young people who come straight from poverty into millions. There's that middle ground doesn't happen.
This podcast is brought to you by The Ride, Low, and this one.
Negro, your most popular rappers, 30 and 40, still talking gangster shit.
Well, not really.
Who?
We got
we're talking about
what are you
successful
hearing
people.
here?
We're talking about successful people.
Are they talking about building institutions and saving kids? No.
That if that's not what they're
I
experiencing,
don't care how old they are. Why aren't the OGs checking them then?
because they want to be, and that's the problem. That is
They
the
want
problem.
a piece of the money.
That's not their job. This is, and I could be alone on this. That is not their job. That's why we have politicians. That's why we have. That's why we have psychiatrists. That's why we have people that we should be putting in office to do these stuff. It doesn't have to be on the entertainers.
And what that comment there actually brought up something that I meant to say earlier, but I left it alone. There was a golden rule, especially when it came to gangster rap, right? Only talk it if you actually lived it, right?
Yes. And if they ever found out you never lived that shit, you get checked on it. Not only you get checked on it, you usually out there. They usually do not fuck with you, and your music don't usually sell. So
right.
Money.
Right there, we just found the problem.
What did I just say? We are idol worshipers.
But we can't hold the kids accountable if no one's guiding
the entire culture accountable for letting it go on.
Yes, we would have to hold
it. You see what I'm saying?
But that doesn't mean allowing the painting of the degeneracy to then say this represents hip hop. Because if that's
then hip hop primarily represented by gangster rap.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, I would disagree.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, no, it is.
May I? You can't do that. You can't punish the entire gander for the actions of one or two lone fucking geese. You can't do that. That's something you gotta handle on an individual basis. So all that holding the culture accountable, that's a stretch. That's a big stretch.
And not to mention, I don't think no one ever brought this up. Even when some of these rappers do go back and they do something for their hood, most of them get shot up in their own hood.
That's how they did Dolph.
That's how they did Dolph. That's how they did Chicks Draws. That's how they did Jam Master Jay. Like,
bruh, young Dolph died getting fucking cookies for his mom.
Yes, and like a lot of those Chicago drill rappers, they do like they got shot up. Was it FBG Duck? That's like because he was just shop. I think he was just shopping, and niggas just ran up on him. There's a reason why Chief Keef went to LA and never went back to Chicago. And I don't blame him. And even like Boozy said it, they're hypnotized by hatred. So that's one of many of Boozy quotes. But the hypnotized by hatred thing, that's the one he was just like, a lot of you see these people like they come back in the hood, they got the diamonds, they got the cars, they got the money and all that stuff. The motherfuckers get jealous and shit. So it's just like it should be me. So they just take them out, some shit. So Boozy was on point when he said about the hypnotized by hatred thing because that's usually what happens, especially if you're a rich person going in a poor neighborhood. It's like to some people you look like food, even if you do want to get back to the hood.
Especially if you the type that's always flashing your jewelry and your money and shit. Go ahead and paint that target on your back. That's what got P&B Rock killed.
He was at a Chicken and Waffles. He was at a Roscoe's.
Oh
yeah, he did have a jewelry on though. You're right. Yeah, he wasn't flash. I guess you could call it flash.
All on what was it? Instagram, him and his girl and shit. And they shot him in front of his girl.
Something like that. The funny thing is, they used his girl's IG live to find out what PB Rock was, and
Exactly.
I'm not blaming the woman, his girl, but that's how they got her. So,
She ain't. You can't blame her for that. She ain't. Because don't make it seem like she set him up, unless proof comes out that yeah. No, I'm just saying for those who were trying to pin that on her, unless something comes out that yes, she did set him up. Don't do that.
all right, let's get back into the video.
All time.
My
Give me your top five. Yours.
my personal top 5. It goes Jay-Z. It goes Rakim. It goes Andre 3000. Big, Kendrick.
Okay. 2 of those gangster, 2 of them not, and then one is kind of in the middle. You're still at 50% gangsterism. Is that acceptable?
Is it acceptable? Who's the gangster?
Jay-Z was gangster shit.
But we've also seen him progress out of it. You don't get to progress. You don't get to progress.
Can I ask you a question? If I sold dope for 30 years,
yeah,
and I gave it up, and now I'm raising my kids,
yeah,
am I off the hook for creating a whole generation of drug addicts?
What have you done to amend for it?
What has he done to amend for it?
He's openly giving money to underfunded communities.
Stop. How many schools has he built?
None.
Stop. How many hospitals has he built?
None.
Stop. How many banks has he built?
None.
How many supermarkets has he built?
None.
I don't care about nothing else you got to say.
Again, that's not his job. It's not his job.
Once he donates whatever money to that community, it's up to that community to decide what to do with the fucking money.
Not only that, he has like made people rich. Is not only just his own artists, but like when he was doing clothing, because he had a clothing business, the Rockefeller, and he had a fucking club. He opened up a nightclub. Is like that. So
he was actively creating jobs at one point.
He was actually creating jobs at one point, and like I think he had a store too. So, like, but I understand like what Umar is saying.
Not to mention the hand he had in getting fucking Barclays Center built.
Yeah, but that Barclay, that's more or less for like the white people than more or less the. I see what you're going with that.
He was still a part of that.
Yeah, and then
I'm from that area where Barclays Center is. I'm from Flatbush. It's flourished since that motherfucker came into play.
Mm. And, let's get back into the video because I think Omar was about to say something that kind of like this is where I usually mostly agree with Omar at.
Relevant institutions, bro. Don't give me no handouts. Don't give me no charity.
In that case, are you any less useful or
absolutely? Because I got 2 schools and one about to open. You damn right.
But if no one can benefit from the school, what's the difference? As of right now, in this moment, if no one can benefit from said school,
it's a big difference because even though the children can't go to the school right now, you're talking to a man who saved more black children from the school to prison pipeline than any black man ever walk in this country. So I'm still relevant. How many he saved from the school to prison pipeline?
Everyone he's employed.
How many people he employed? I bet you I say
from Rock Nation to Rockefeller.
But my point is, to whom much is given, much is received. I'm not a billionaire. He's a billionaire. You understand? So, to your point, you can't compare him to me because I'm not a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
A billionaire gave out some charity. That's not enough. Billionaires should be building institutions, not giving out charity. And I like Jay. So this is not about Jay. We could talk about Tyler Perry. We could talk about Puff. We could talk about Serena. We could talk about Rihanna. We could talk about Tiger Woods, Bob Johnson. We could talk about any billionaire. We're just using Jay as the example. My point is, if you're a billionaire and you ain't built no institutions for black people, what are you really doing?
That I'll give you.
Pause again.
You go ahead and say it because I want to look up what is Bill Gates has built for white people.
So don't the businesses that these people have built and owned count as some form of an institution?
What he means is something that's kind of like resourceful that you could just put back into the hood. So that's why he said supermarkets, hospitals, and schools. That's where he was kind of referring at.
That
Again,
and that
go ahead.
leans into the charity category. That almost leans into the charity category. I feel like, but that's just me. But what you about to say?
I'm looking at what has Bill Gates done with his fortune. He has substantial real estate holdings and extensive collection of collectibles. It's one of the world's the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation is one of the world's largest philanthropic organizations, donating billions of dollars each year to worthy causes. Okay. Um, he's donated to charity. Matter of fact, he has his own charity. That okay. Um,
And the only other thing I want to add before we continue on, yes, wealth is meant to be shared. There are no rules as to how you share said wealth. And that's all I got to say about that.
the way I see okay for to fund global health and development programs, and I'm pretty sure Jay-Z has done the same thing. He's done fund global health and development programs. So what I'm saying is, as I've always said, why are we going to entertainers for this? It's like it's good that if they want to sponsor that, they can sponsor that. But I feel like we need to put people in that position in which Dr. Umar is, because he is a psychologist. He is a doctor. So like you're him opening a school up for black people. I feel like that involves in your moniker. That's like your passion. Jay Z's like it's the same thing I used to say about Michael Jordan when they said Michael Jordan done for black people. I was like, all Michael Jordan wanted to do was play basketball. He didn't have to stick his nose into politics. Some people are just not political. They just want to do their job, make their money, and go home. It's just that I don't want. If they want to they want to be in a political view, let them. If they're intellectual to me, if they're intellectual enough, let them do it. But I'm not putting my money in celebrities and entertainers and athletes or how I'm supposed to fix the community. That's supposed to be my job if I'm in that profession. And that's usually like my argument with this. It's like with the whole thing Malcolm X says, like celebrities can be bought. It's just like they can, and he knows this as well because it's just like he said himself. It was a bunch of celebrities that wanted to donate him money, but something here and two happened to where he couldn't get his school up earlier or he lost a bunch of money because of whatever celebrity was supposed to give him money or athlete was supposed to give him money. It just fell through.
Yeah, but see, that also goes back to the idol worshiping thing that Dr. Umar was talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, we worship idols, but it's like but in my opinion, it's just like no one's asking Bill Gates to build a school. No one's asking Richard Branson to build a school.
And it's well within their power.
If it's in their power, like motherfucking Bill Gates, he could build a fucking 100 school. Oprah, no one's asking Oprah to build fucking schools in Africa. She did it anyway because that was one of the things she wanted to do.
All right, of their own accord, like you just said, it's not their job.
And that's been my whole thing about Umar because that's where he, because that's where like Umar always loses me. It's just like, why are you needing something? I get it, they got the money, so but that's up to them. I always say that's up to them. Anybody else got something to say before we go back into the video?
That I'll give you, but I cannot.
And we can go bigger than that. We just sort of celebrated 50 years of hip hop. What has been the sum benefit to black people of 50 years of hip hop?
Outside of economic advancement.
What was the economic advancement of Black America because of
It's our
hip-hop?
it's the biggest. It's their biggest export. Everybody in the Black community.
I'm gonna ask you again.
Yes, sir.
How did Black America benefit from 50 years of hip hop? And don't give me individual rappers. That's called tokenism and bourgeoisie.
I won't give. No, I won't give you tokenism. I will
How
give
have we
you
benefited as a people from hip hop.
advancements in fashion.
How? Fashion? That's
No,
nothing.
you if
Advancement in
nah,
fashion.
I can't let you have that. That one I can't let you have
We don't
that.
control fashion. What are you
Anyone
talking
that's
about?
able to make money, any Black person that's able to make a living in an industry,
Bro, how many is that? The labels that
It's
people
way
wear
more
is
now.
white people labels.
It's way more now than what was going on.
Like, but that's not a real benefit.
I would disagree.
How is Black America benefiting from fashion? What are we talking about?
Any advancement in fashion
How
for Black
do we benefit
people
from fashion, bro?
What was the company that came out and they're boosting up their prices for bags by like thousands of dollars?
LVMH.
Yeah, that's not beneficial to Black people.
Yeah.
So
you're missing what I'm saying. If hip hop, when hip hop comes, hip hop is an entire culture. Our fashion, the way we walk, the way we talk.
How is that a benefit to Black America?
Because now people who didn't have access to jobs in the fashion, Black people specifically, who didn't have access to jobs before the explosion of hip hop, 50 years
these
ago.
White companies that make billions of dollars.
Forget the white companies. I'm talking about Black-owned companies
like
that have
who? How many?
Fubu, Carcanine.
I'm getting out of here.
what?
Who the fuck wearing Fubu and Carcanine?
You said it fit. You're moving. You're moving the goal. You're moving the goalpost. You're moving the goalpost. You said in 50 years.
Oh, come on.
You said in 50 years.
You reaching, bro. You reaching.
I want to say this because Mouse is struggling, and this is kind of like my pet peeve. When T.I. kind of like telling everybody to boycott Gucci and other stores like that, I was actually behind that because I was like, then we can put more Black designers out there. I was like, but no, but T.I. didn't do this either, and I feel like no one did this. I was like, okay, if you're gonna boycott Gucci because of the shit they did, could you at least put Black designers, put people on Black designers that not only you would wear, but what everybody else would wear, not just hood clothes too, like because there are Black designers that does high-end fashion. There are Black designers that does urban wear. There's Black designers that does female clothes. There's Black designers that does male's clothes. Like hell, if you would have said buy Rihanna's Fenty brand, that'd have been good because that's Rihanna's business. That's a Black woman. You know, put more money in.
And may I also add that's something current. That was the thing that got me with what's his name, Mouse. He reached all the way back for Fubu.
I don't mind him reaching a Fubu, but at the same time, it just that's also again. It's like
I'm just like he could have named someone current.
Yeah, but again, this is my problem. It's just like he had a point by saying Fubu because at that time Fubu was big, and at the time Carl Kanai was.
Oh yeah,
big.
I had several outfits from Fubu.
Yeah. Fucking hell! I said this before. Like in DC, in this metro area, we had our own fucking clothing line. We had shooters. We had Solbiato. I know Solbiato's Italian. Xavier would definitely jumped on me. Solbiato's Italian. But yeah, we had.
That's still local to the DMV area, though. I've never seen everything you're saying, including Solbiato. I've never seen it until I moved to the DMV.
You know what's funny? Because I was in the military. And when I was in the Navy, and I had me a Solbiato jacket, everybody's like, "What the fuck is that?" And I was like, "This is a local designer. And I had to tell people, it's like, yo, when whatever y'all was wearing, we had our own designers, and that's the one thing I've always been proud of like the DMV. Like we had local shit that we would wear as much as we would wear the Gucci's. And now everybody's about the higher fashion, the Gucci's, the Louis, the Fendi's. It's like we had our versions of that. It was like, why couldn't we just kept doing that? But like anytime you see someone with a shooter shirt, it's an old head. It's a Solbiato old head. Helly Hansen. I don't care what anybody say. I was like, I'm pretty sure everybody wears Helly Hansons, but I never saw no one wear Helly Hansen until I came back into DC and everybody was wearing that shit. Now I see Helly Hansen everywhere. Hell, I thought North Face was a brand. I thought North Face was a local brand. The way we that's the only high end fashion shit. Everybody, I couldn't even. You know what's funny? My sister's former ex, my sister's ex husband, when North Face was popping, he was like, "Yo, I can get you a North Face jacket." I said, "Hell no," because if I get robbed for that shit, I'm gonna be mad. Like it was.
That's not true though.
That is a reach. What?
You said in 50 years.
In 50 years.
What has transpired?
This ninja went back to the late 80s.
No.
This is crazy.
No.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
but,
it is.
But it's not as obvious. It's not where it was before. But the advancement that those four men.
Boom, boom, boom.
So 50 years, you had on a FUBU jacket and some Carl Kanai.
No, listen.
And for the billions that hip hop make, I'm supposed to be content with that.
I didn't say be content. You asked a question. I offered you.
Horrible answer. Give me something. A horrible answer.
Who decides
horrible
war?
Answer.
Who decides war? Literally having a line come out with H&M right now, and a black person owns that line. A black man.
You're bringing up individual people. That's tokenism.
I said the benefit. Thank you.
No,
the benefit to the community.
No.
There's always tokens. Barack Obama was president. Kamala Harris was vice president. Clarence Thomas is on the Supreme Court. Don't give me individuals. How did we win?
I gave you. How did we win? We're not going to win. Hip hop is still looked at and regarded as a trash dump amongst white people in that music industry. So
I sort of disagree with that because hip hop is the number one form of music right now. Them white people eat off us, and that's another problem I've had. I've said that. I said we. I said it's been a.
You beat me to it.
Yeah, I don't say it all the time. I said white people should not be eating off this brand. I understand that hip hop is a black art form, and the fact that as soon as you done seeing them damn white rappers on comedy shows, not the M&Ms, but those comedy skits where like old white men and women, they try to be young and hip and they dress like hip hop and they use hip hop clothes and they use hip hop slang. This is how you know we done sold out. And that shit always bothered me in TV shows. Just watching one of those old white people go, yo, I be hopping. It was just like, oh my fucking God. And I know it's supposed to be corny, but it's just like, again, it's one of those double-edged swords. It's like it's meant to be corny, but at the same time, it's showing you that we done sold ourselves out.
You know, the first thing I thought of was Steve. What was it? Steve Martin bringing down the house.
Yeah, I was going with more or less Malibu Most Wanted. Don't be hating.
Oh my God! Oh my fucking God!
Wow, man, that shit. Oh. I like Malibu Most Wanted though. As a movie, that movie's funny, man. God damn.
Yeah, great movie. That's a fucking classic.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
No, if you're looking for me to say, oh,
it's $1 and all you can tell me about is a few people can get jobs, that's bullshit when you look at the cost that the black community has had to pay for hip hop. A whole generation, 2-3 generations of black kids growing up thinking the best thing you can do is be a damn gangster.
I can't, that part I can't give you. Does hip hop need accountability? Absolutely. Yes. Does hip hop need a Me Too movement? Overall, do we need to have things in place that make sure we respect women and women are safe working in these spaces? Absolutely. But will I sit here and trash hip hop and say in 50 years, it's done nothing for the advancement of black people? I've given you multiple. You just won't accept them. I can't control what you accept.
Jobs are not institutions. Jobs are not institutions.
A job is within an
institution.
I give you Master P.
Hip hop itself. Hip hop itself is an institution.
That's run by white people. What the fuck you talking about? Jews own that shit. Fuck is you saying? That ain't no institution.
Jews can't own.
White people own that shit.
Jews can own the music business. They can't own hip hop.
Look at this shit.
They can't own hip hop.
Let's cut the blade a little thinner bullshit. They run it.
Listen,
They run it.
Listen.
Mouse is getting his ass with. I'm not going to hold you. Mouse is getting his ass whipped in this debate, especially during this. Oh man, I hate to see my man Mouse go like this, but like, ooh, right. Come on, Mouse, pull it together.
The Jews can sell the product. The Jews can own the money that goes out for advances. They can't own hip hop.
Go to law school. You would be a great attorney.
Who don't?
They tell you what to do and how to get there.
Who is telling you what to wear? Who is telling you
hip hop stations? White people. Who own all the record labels? White people.
We are in America, which is owned by majority white people. We are statistically only represented by 13%.
Because you do know there's Asians in America, and the number is lower than yours, and they own their own shit.
Right.
So don't give me the fact
but
that
they also weren't brought over here and changed.
It don't matter, bro. We're $2 trillion people.
There's
Why
no
we
way.
Can't have our own?
Dr. Umar.
Why hasn't
Dr. Umar
done more independent?
There's no way you can continue to keep moving the goalposts like this. There's no way we can. There's no way we can. There's no way we can keep talking about. There's no way we can keep talking about PTSD the way you describe it, and then say, "Oh well, they can't." You have to acknowledge.
Let me tell you what the problem is. You know what the problem is?
Into this country,
you are one of those hip hoppers who would rather. This is what you're one of them. Y'all going to defend hip hop.
I'm defending
no
the people.
No matter how bad.
I'm defending the people.
No matter how negative its impact has been on our people, y'all going to defend it no matter what.
I'm going to defend
For
its people.
you, hip hop is more important than the black community
Not
itself.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. I'm
so
one of the.
What are you going to do
say
to make
that?
What are you going to do to make them accountable to the community?
You would make such a statement, not knowing the work that I've already put in hip hop. No, there ain't no other black heterosexual man standing up the way I'm standing up from the hood saying, yo, hip hop needs an overhaul. Hip hop needs a Me Too. Niggas need to be held accountable for the egregious crimes and ways they've held perpetuated against women.
Let me ask you a question. Hip hop has done more, in my opinion, than any other single institution or system to destroy the public image of black men in America over the past 40 years. I'm not even sure if American mainstream media has destroyed us more than the negative portrayal of black men in hip hop. Stay with me.
I gotta disagree with him there. Nope. Hold on.
That's one.
Talk, yeah. Why do you disagree?
You can't. He's got okay. Mainstream media is why black people are viewed the way we are. It's the parts of, and again, we spoke about all the different segments, layers or whatever, to hip hop earlier. It's the parts of hip hop that they display, that they use to do it. That's the problem. And deeper than that, they're simply promoting what sells. So the one thing I can't even say the one thing I'll give him, because this goes back to what you said, how it's not these artists' jobs to to save anybody. If they put up whatever money to whatever organization of their own accord, fine, good on them. But also, we're not gonna gloss over the mass effect that hip hop has had on the world. That's the one thing that Mouse tried to bring up that I wish he would have more strongly articulated. because then he wouldn't be getting walked the way he is currently. And because he had something initially when he started talking about how hip hop has influenced the fashion world. How hip hop is in of itself an institution that has massively affected other surrounding institutions. Mouse had Mouse had some talking points. It's just Umar is like over talking them to death for one, and is it? I have to point that out. And two, dude, open your mouth. You're letting Umar do this shit. You had some talking points, but you're letting Umar do this shit.
I'm gonna just say this: if we wasn't rapping about it, we'd be singing about it. If we wasn't been singing about it, we write poems about it. If we didn't write poems about it, we write stories about it. If this wouldn't write stories about it, there's movies about it. All right, this is birth. That's like, and even then, like you can't really say that because there's a movie, literally a movie called Birth of a Nation that influenced white people that we were savages for a long time, especially let's go with the film. We can keep going with that. We had blackface that was basically white people that would put themselves in black paint and like depicted the most ignorant side of niggas.
Yeah, I was about to say I don't want to use that as an example because they were making fun of us.
Oh no, that's the point of me bringing it up because that's what it was for. It's for them to make fun of us, and even then, like getting quote unquote typecast. Like some of our black medias, if you did something that's really well, they forever gonna know you as that one person, aka if Alfonso Ribeiro, aka
why the white man gotta be popular to get an Oscar? Why Denzel had to be crooked before he took it?
All right, look, I can't side with him on that because there's been so many other parts of media that and even then, even before, even as old as media is, white people always had this thought that they was always better than us because at one point we was 3/5 of a person. Like that's going back in history. That's going back in the Constitution. We wasn't even looked at as people when back in the slavery days. We was known as property. So why? So the fact that and as someone as knowledgeable as Umar knows that, which is I'm fucking my mind is blown that he would even say something like that. So
And can we also talk about how hip hop music has put so many eyes on the struggles of the black community?
yeah, the message. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, the message. First of the month. What else? First of the month by Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's talk about your welfare check. First of the month. Hell, Ludacris, Runaway Love.
Yes.
That honestly, that song helped a lot of.
That song got a lot of little girls through a lot of shit.
Yeah, like that. But I know Umar's going to point that out as individualism, but like hip hop is as individuals. It's weird. It's weird that he would say that because he know that as individuals, people that done a lot for hip hop, or people that was in the hip hop that's done a lot. That's on.
Mouse is letting Umar get away with way too much in this discussion for me. I'm sorry.
Now the thing is, because you know why you said why he doesn't want individualism and tokenism, because a lot of the things that hip hop has done is through individualism and tokenism, like the whole like how Run DMC single-handedly saved Adidas. Like, you know the story, right? Like,
No, I've heard bits and pieces of that. I know it
okay,
has something to do with that song they have, My Adidas.
yeah. And then it's like he didn't, and like the owners of Adidas didn't know how popular Run DMC was, and how Adidas like was, uh, because solely of Run DMC, like they was making so much money off of hip hop culture because of that one song that the motherfucking and I'm paraphrasing this, but it went along like this: that they was at a Run DMC, the owners of Adidas was at a Run DMC concert, and Run DMC was like, "It if you got Adidas on, take your shoes off and put it in the air," and the whole stadium put some Adidas in the air because everybody had some Adidas. Why? Because of Run DMC. It's the same thing. It's just like Jay-Z during his time and during when he was popular, like. If Jay-Z told you not to drink Cristal no more, niggas stop drinking Cristal. When Jay-Z told people throwback jersey wasn't the way no more, people stopped wearing throwback jersey. When people was doing button-ups and some shit like that, people was doing even now, like Jay-Z talking about art. He was trying to get niggas into art until people stopped doing the money from thing. It's just like, yo, we ain't doing this shit. We doing better shit. Jay-Z has always been like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why Omar trying to take the individual out because the individuals in hip hop have done really done paved the way to how society is now. Look at Snoop himself. Snoop being himself is because of hip hop culture,
Right. And as a result, he was just in France hosting the damn Olympics.
Yes.
And still performing, rapping in the whole nine like he hasn't aged a motherfucking day.
And while doing shows with Martha Stewart. So,
and as a result, Martha Stewart is benefiting off of that connection with Snoop Dogg, a rapper, literally one of the most popular rappers in existence.
And you know what's funny? I think Martha Stewart got a worse criminal history than fucking Snoop Dogg.
That
if you really think about it.
All Snoop got is a couple of gun and drug charges. Didn't Martha Stewart get caught up with like fraud, money laundering, or some other shit like that?
Yeah, Snoop beat a murder case. Obviously, he beat a murder case, but other than that, it's just like, yo, Martha. People forget between them two, Martha Stewart's the bigger criminal.
But again, she's got the complexion for the protection, so there's that.
No, she went to jail. She went to jail.
With what she was getting charged with, that sentence.
Oh no! Don't get me wrong. That jail was like probably the nicest jail you would ever send somebody to. But she went to jail.
And that sentence was hella light.
Yeah, her sentence was kind of light.
But regardless, she's benefiting from her connection to hip hop through Snoop Dogg.
Yeah. Mouse though, my man Mouse, please get off the ropes. That man, get off the ropes. This ain't no rope dope. All right, get off the ropes.
He had openings and ain't no one to throw them punches.
Yeah,
he had openings.
Let's get back into the video.
Number two, I'm not sure if American mainstream media has done more to objectify and sexualize the black woman more than our black men in the hip hop music, in the hip hop community. So you're talking about the public destruction of the black male image and the public destruction of the black female image. The only industry that may have done a worse job on our public image than hip hop has been the white man's mainstream media. Because of those two things, whatever bullshit benefit you want to give me that you think hip hop has given black America, those two detriments clearly outweigh any benefit you can name.
You said, and just so I know what I'm referring to, you said 40.
Of the black man's image.
I'm with you. And the public desecration of the black woman's image. All right.
Especially young black men and young black women.
And you specifically said past 40 years.
Yes, sir.
So then I would say 40 years ago. So let's go 41 years ago. What was the public image of the black man and black woman?
It wasn't positive at all.
So
but
how
however,
can we do?
However, here you go scapegoating again. You're good at it.
Oh,
but listen, you're very good at it. But guess what?
I'm no better at scapegoating than you are moving the goalposts.
In the 70s, I ain't moved nothing. In the 70s, we just came out of Dr. King's assassination.
Yeah.
Integration was full swing.
Mm-hmm.
The colleges was opening up, right?
Yeah.
So at that time, the image of black men still negative because the white man never going to portray as great. But guess what?
But what was that?
It wasn't gangbangers.
It wasn't. It was lazy. It was lazy, opioid addicted.
Okay.
Non-working men that leave the household.
I got you. And how did hip hop help it?
They said, "Well, I'll take control of my own image. I won't let you
protect myself as what?
Whatever I decide to. Whatever I decide to pay me. Whatever I decide to pay me.
And what was that?
What you're doing right now?
Finish.
I'm about to. What you're doing right now is a little bit of what white people do. And what that is saying that because a few people said, "Oh, I'm a gangbanger."
A few people?
Well, yeah.
A few rappers.
Because rappers.
Get the fuck out of here. Did he just say only a few?
How many rappers are there? How many rappers are there? How many rappers have there been? How many famous? How many famous?
He said a few.
Listen, Doc, you know we could do this all day. I'm not gonna yell. I'm gonna wait for you to finish. Then I'm gonna re-ask my same question.
Not being honest is insane. You said out of 40 years, a few rappers were gangster.
No. I'm saying you can say all rappers were gangsters. How many successful rappers were there? Were there more successful rappers than there are black men walking regular, everyday civilian life?
Now he went to how many were successful. I don't get successful.
Are we not talking about the public?
Guess what?
Are we not talking about the public image?
Guess what?
Are we not talking about the public image?
You still ain't give them no institution.
Thank you.
I said hip hop is the institution.
Okay,
no,
that's
owned by white people.
No, the music business is owned by
all right. So to your institutions, big companies that are run by black men and women.
So that hip hop, let him answer.
What's different? All right, let's redefine institution. Let's do that right there.
Well, relevant. First of all, it's all black owned.
All black owned.
I'm not talking about the white man.
Once again, real quick. I just want to clarify something. You can't own a genre of music. Now, we can go back to what they were saying about the music industry and how white people primarily control the music industry as a whole, but you can't lay claim to a genre of music. That's just crazy to me.
I disagree with that.
I was about to say blues is still black owned. The blues is still very black owned.
I hella disagree with that because what? Okay, so then let me ask you a question, Dion. Who does Amapiano belong to? The genre.
The
South Africans. They own that genre because that's where it came from. It's that simple. There'd be no Amapiano if not for them. So they lay claim to that. Yes, anybody can make money in the realm of Amapiano, but that's theirs. In the same way, hip hop is a Black American thing. You feel what I'm saying? It was literally born in the United States of America, using elements and influences from the cultures and the different types of amalgamations that was going on within the neighborhoods that was going on in New York and shit like that. So, but it is primarily a Black
product of the environment and all of that.
So yeah, it is yours. You do lay ownership to hip hop. The problem is ownership can be bought in America. They do it all the motherfucking time. You can invent something, but somebody can own the patent, which means they're making the money from it. You made it, they own it. You understand what I'm saying? So ownership is not the same thing as like something being indigenous or native to something. in the sense that, hey, if something is born in this particular area, if something gave rise to something because of the culture, because of the unique circumstances that it is birthed in, then you can claim ownership, because without that thing, without those conditions happening, it would have never existed in the first place.
Right. All right, then, yeah, I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
All right, let's get back into the clip.
Black.
Okay.
No.
Mhm.
Okay. They own McDonald's. You being in McDonald's don't make McDonald's black.
No.
Okay. Now, relevant institutions are schools, banks, hospitals, supermarkets, manufacturing, and distribution. In 50 years, has hip hop created any one of those anywhere in Black America for Black people?
Okay. So here's
Yes
the thing.
or no first?
Hold on. So
the answer is
Answer
no.
my
The
question.
answer is no.
Answer the
The answer is
fucking
no.
question.
Listen,
Hold
the
on,
answer, no. I'm going to tell you. The answer is no, based on what he just asked you.
exactly.
Right? But that's him
So now
putting
we
you
know
in
that.
a corner.
Now let's
That's
move the
why he's
goalpost
doing
a
it to
little
you
bit.
and won't do it
Now
over
let's
there.
move the goalpost a little bit to help y'all out with your weak ass argument. So they definitely didn't do none of the 5 relevance. Now give me something else that circumstantially relevant.
I wasn't
Institution.
asking if all right. I want to first off define
The hip hop don't matter,
institution.
is what you're saying. Hold on. So Dr. Umar, you're saying hip hop don't matter.
It destroyed the whole image of Black men and Black women in 30 years. It matters a lot.
Hold on.
What other institution?
Institutions. So our companies,
Sky,
institutions. Our media
You
companies.
don't want to hold the
I'm holding.
degeneracy.
Our media
Dr. Umar,
companies,
me and you.
institutions.
Hold on, bro. I know it's your show. Hold
Our
on, bro.
media companies, institutions.
Completely Black owned? Yes, if they putting out positive media, I will consider them. Positive media. Who is
Positive
that?
media is Black owned.
Okay.
That is a good institution.
I don't know. Who is it? You got to tell me who you're talking about first.
There's no one. He's putting you into a corner. There's no one.
Did he own the revolt?
And that wasn't, according to him, that's not positive because it celebrated.
It's not positive.
It celebrated hip hop and it's natural, so it's not positive.
So it's not positive.
So that's what I'm telling you. He's putting,
So it's negative.
and it was bad. And he also walked you in. You walked yourself in that corner because then you said Diddy. So that was crazy. And I wouldn't. I've never mentioned. I would have never said that at all.
No.
Does the community access revolt?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually,
The
so much.
community can watch revolt. I didn't say can they consume revolt. I said can they access revolt.
When you
is
say-
that a community institution?
When you
Or
say,
is that an institution of certain privileged Black people in the entertainment space?
What
That's
did I
not,
mean? So
the
what do you-
community don't benefit from revolt. Fuck is he talking about?
More specific about the institutions once again.
No, because
Yes.
I was talking about because here's the thing.
Institutions that benefit the community.
So here's the
Revolt is not a community institution. It's a private corporation that is access and benefits the Black people who are fortunate enough to be.
if you think
participants
if you think it's not important, I know you don't. So I'm not
I
even
said
disrespecting you by
irrelevant.
saying that. If you think it's irrelevant that Black people in underserved communities today can turn on the TV and see people that look like them, that come from where they come from, on TV and
What
doing
the
things.
fuck? That's the
I
same
know, it
argument
don't
they
matter.
gave us when Barack Obama became president. Remember that?
No,
They
because not
said
everybody can be a
Black
president.
kids can see a Black man with a Black wife
No,
in the White House.
it's completely
And you know
different.
what I said? I said, if that's the case, if Obama was such a good physical symbol,
Representation.
Black kids, why did high school dropout go up during Obama's residency? Black on Black murder went up on.
Well, there's no such thing as
Not
Black
a
on Black murder.
single
You see what I'm
positive-
saying?
Not a single positive statistic improved the outcomes
You
for
can't
Black
play.
males
See,
during Barack
to
Obama.
win the argument, you can't play both sides. I just seen.
No, I only play one side.
No.
and it's the
Hold
Black
on.
side.
No. We talk about Black. We talk about Pan Africans, but then you can't use white people virtue signals either. You can't
What are
talk
you talking
about
about?
Black on Black violence goes
What are you
up.
talking
when
about?
Black on Black violence is not
No.
even a real
no,
crime
no,
stat.
no, no, no,
That's
You're
not even a
you're
real
wrong.
crime
You're
stat.
completely wrong.
You just said
You're
it.
completely wrong.
I didn't
You're
hear it.
completely wrong. I gave you an example of the bullshit example you was about to make. You just
I
said,
didn't make any-
you
go ahead,
listen,
go ahead.
you said they can see artists who look like them on TV
I said
talking
people,
about
but
drugs
yes.
and guns
That's
and
not.
fat
That's
asses.
not what I said. You
Listen,
added that. You added that. I didn't say
you
that.
just said it was a good idea.
That's not what I
because
said.
Black boys can see Black men on
That's
TV with their pants sagging and their Timbs.
Once again,
talking about fat
once
asses,
again,
blunts,
once
going
again,
to jail,
once again, you
and
playing
killing
you
each
playing
other.
virtue
And
signal
so I
games.
said,
You
no,
playing
that's what
virtue
you said.
signal games. I
Did you
didn't
not
say
say
that.
artists on TV?
No, I said.
Did you not say artists?
No, I did not.
Yes, you
No.
did.
You can run the tape back. I said
You
if you don't
just
think
said
it's a
they
good
can see
idea,
them on TV.
I said if you don't think it's a good idea that Black kids in underserved communities can look on TV
That's what I
and
just
media.
said.
I didn't know because you didn't let me finish. And see Black people. I didn't say artists. I didn't break it down to any specificity.
Live streaming is on.
I think it was right here.
Yes. Actually,
The
so much.
community can watch Revolt. I didn't say can they consume Revolt. I said can they access Revolt. Is that a community institution?
When you
or,
say,
is that an institution of certain privileged black people in the entertainment space? That's not, the community don't benefit from Revolt. What is he talking about?
More specific about the institutions once again.
No, because I was talking about, because here's the thing.
Institutions that benefit the community.
So here's
Revolt is not a community institution. It's a private corporation that is access and benefits the black people who are fortunate enough to be.
If you think if you think it's not important, I know you don't. So I'm not even disrespecting you by saying that. If you think it's irrelevant that black people in underserved communities today can turn on the TV and see people that look like them, that come from where they come from, on TV and doing things.
That's the same argument they gave us when Barack Obama became president. Remember that?
No, because not everybody can be a president.
Can see a black man with a black wife in the White House.
It's completely different.
You know what I said? I said, if that's the case, if Obama was such a good physical symbol for black kids, why did high school dropout go up during Obama's residency? Black on black murder went up on.
What is no such thing as black on black murder? You see what I'm saying?
Not a single positive statistic improved the outcomes for black males during Barack Obama.
To win the argument, you can't play both sides. I only
play one side.
No. Hold on. No. We talk about black, we talk about Pan-African, but then you can't use white people virtue signals either. You can't talk about black on black violence goes up. When black on black violence is not a real crime. That's not a real crime.
You're completely wrong.
You just said
you're completely wrong.
You're
completely wrong. I gave you an example of the bullshit example you was about to make. You just said, you said they can see artists who look like them on the TV talking about drugs and guns and fat asses.
That's not what I said. You added that. Added that. I didn't say that.
You just said it was a good idea.
That's not what I said.
Because black boys can see black men on TV with their pants sagging and their Timbs.
Once again,
talking about fat asses, blunts,
once again, you playing virtue signal games.
I said,
you playing virtue signal games.
Did you not say artists on TV?
No, I said.
Did you not say artists?
No, I did not. No. You can run the tape back. I said, if you don't think it's a good idea, I said, if you don't think it's a good idea that black kids in underserved communities can look on TV and media, no, because you didn't let me finish, and see black people. I didn't say artists. I didn't break it down to any specificity. I said can look on there and see black
about hip-hop,
people.
Right?
In hip hop being a culture, I'm talking about hip hop, not rap. Rap is a specific form of hip hop.
We play.
That's the game.
See the games we play.
You guys are both moving the goal.
I'm not moving shit.
Let me say it like this. Let me say it like this. So
he said rap, not hip hop.
Let me
give
say
me the difference, please. Give me the difference.
Hip hop is the overall culture which covers the 5 elements of hip hop, right?
I'm familiar.
Okay, so we know that, right?
So
so now we know. So when I say they can look on there and see black people,
is rap a part of hip hop?
Yes.
Okay.
But that will not be the only thing they see on TV to this day, and that is due in part to hip hop. Why? Because when
which of the 5 elements
are you going to let me finish?
Which of the 5 elements dominate hip hop? Is not rap the most popular?
When hip hop broke, everybody talks about 1986 being the golden year because you get Rakim and you get everybody and you get this new form of storytelling rap. From 1986 on, when we get to the 90s, when now hip hop is more than just the music and the rap music. Now you're looking on TV. You see black people from the hip hop culture on TV, actors. You start seeing the VJ start to represent. You start seeing the media space start to represent what you're seeing in there. That is all a part of hip hop. When you're looking when you're looking at that black explosion of movies that's happening in theaters in the 90s, that is all due in part to hip hop's explosion. So no, not just the rappers. Again, no, not just the rappers.
We are living in a world being dominated by mass incarceration, miseducation, gentrification, police extermination, and economic marginalization. And you ain't told me shit yet
that hip hop doing it because it can't.
In 50 years.
Can't.
Bullshit.
That's your job.
Bullshit.
That is your job.
No.
You can't
so
put that on hip hop. You can't put that on hip hop.
Honest money.
No.
Nigga who wanted to defend that shit. Fuck out of here, man. Bullshit. Our kids out here dying. Fucking rappers don't do nothing for us. Where the fucking schools at, man? They ain't built one fucking school.
Name me one school that protected somebody from dying. Name me a bulletproof school.
Where they schools
at? I just want to know where a bulletproof school is.
The black boys is dropping.
Name me one.
Where the schools at?
What? How many black schools? How many black schools in America? That's fine. How many black schools in America? I'm asking you a question. How many black
Dr.
schools?
Umar is standing up.
Dr. Umar, how many black schools? Dr. Umar, how many black schools are in America?
How many schools have rappers built?
Zero.
No.
Zero.
Kanye built one.
You
Kanye
keep
built
trying to
one.
fuck it up. Where? How many? I'm just really asking.
Let me make some shit up.
How many black schools are in America today? I know you know. Because it's a direct answer to your question. How many black? Okay, I will take it. All right, I don't need it. Let's take it out the way. Let's take it out the way. Let's take it out the way.
Listen, you don't plan on holding hip hop accountable for none of the problems it has introduced in the black community.
You keep saying that, and that's a
You're
lie.
gonna make an excuse whenever
That's
we
a
talk
lie.
about the role gangster rap has played.
We can talk about the role. We can talk about the role, but let's not make the role bigger than what it is.
It is big.
I said let's not make it bigger than what it is.
Fatherless black boys.
That ain't hip hop. Fatherless black boys ain't hip hop. Stop doing that.
Black people.
Can I add something?
There wasn't no hip hop in the 70s. That wasn't hip hop. So
see, here's the one thing that, and again, Mouse should have said this. There have been all of the problems that he saw about within the black community were issues before hip hop came to be. If anything, you can say those problems are what gave birth to hip hop itself. Because now you got people who are talking about their experiences and whatnot through their songs. He's trying to make it seem like hip hop is the cause of the black community being, what it is. It's more or less the other way around. Again, he has openings. He's not using them.
All right then. Let's get back into the video.
When niggas started walking out on their families, when men started walking out on their families, it wasn't because of no, that ain't it. So stop doing that.
Thank you.
There was no one promoting. There's no one promoting.
Hip hop glamorized that shit.
Walking out on your kids.
Sexual exploitation.
Walking out on your kids.
Ain't that the same thing?
In the 70s. In the 70s.
We went back to the 70s. Listen.
Yo.
Yes and no.
I love you, Doc.
I love you.
Doc, I love you.
I love you.
Like I need you to know. I need you to know. I love you.
Hip hop glamorized sexual exploitation of black women.
Glamorized, popularized. I'll say it popularized it.
Yes.
Can you pause?
No,
pause real quick.
That's such a hard question to do because we don't get glamorized even if it wasn't. Go ahead, Father.
Listen. Okay. Because I understand why Dr. Umar is frustrated. And I feel like people that are watching this interview they're gonna accuse both of them of not listening to each other. I think they're on the same page, but why Umar is getting heated is because every time he asks a direct question about how gangster rap or the culture that's within gangster rap does, glorify the exploitation of women, for example, like calling them bitches or hoes or whatever. Everybody and their mama know that shit is wrong, but yet it continues because the music in itself is an expression. You feel what I'm saying? We had this conversation. Art imitates life, right? Like another question. So like Umar's getting upset because he knows that Mouse knows that it does glorify it, but at the same time, Mouse can also counter by saying, okay, I hear you on that, but where does that exploitation of women come from? Was it hip hop and rap, or was it the fact that there are like niggas and murderers and shit out there in the communities that called those women that name? You feeling what I'm saying? So the artist in the community sees that shit, and then he's gonna put it in the music because it's part of the reality. You feeling what I'm saying? Like in that very same way, do you know how much music there are glorifying the fuck out of black women? I can name 5 off the top of my head. You feel what I'm saying? And vice versa for the men. There's plenty of music out there that glorify black men. As a matter of fact, I was listening to a song called Black Man by her name is Boosie. She's a South African artist. She literally made a love anthem for black men.
Can I just say one of my favorite rap songs ever was "What a Man" by Salt and Pepper and Involved?
I like
Shit.
that song.
I like that song. Shit. Let's talk about "I Need You" by Jill Scott. Many people don't know that motherfucking song.
Angie Stone, Black Brother.
Common.
You know what I'm saying?
Common, go.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Also faithful.
You know how long we can keep this up? Do you understand how long, like to the people watching, like, do you understand how long we can fucking keep this up? So while they both make points, they're focusing on the negative aspect and then attributing that degeneracy with the entire consciousness of the people. That's why propaganda is so motherfucking dangerous, because the United States media companies were the one that pushed that shit out. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
what I was. That's the next thing I was about to say.
Yeah, and
It's not the rappers glorifying it. It's the way the media is promoting and presenting this shit.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, of course they're gonna promote more Sexy Red than like a Rhapsody. You feel what I'm saying? Not saying
They're
that,
going to push who's selling.
Yeah, they're gonna push who's selling. So it's part of their propaganda, because they're trying to push a narrative that Black people are morally defunct. You feel what I'm saying? Yes, there's crime in Black America. There's crime everywhere, but the crime is, as they said, it's a complex web of circumstances and economic, factors and cultural factors. All of that shit goes into play. Shit, nigga, look at all the crimes rich people commit. The only reason why niggas don't fucking talk about it is because a lot of them get away with it. Why do you think being a lawyer is one of the most despised? Like, if you really think about it, being a lawyer is one of the most despised things in America.
Right.
Like, especially like if you're a prosecutor or something, like your life is literally. You know what I'm saying?
No, within the realm of law, no one is hated more than a defense attorney.
Yeah.
No one is hated more than a defense attorney. And God help you if you're a public defender.
Your life is on the line. At that point, your life is on the line, because you get the right motherfucking case, somebody could hurt you. You feeling what I'm saying? So, and I'm only framing this narrative and bringing this up because I understand the foundation of what they're talking about. They are highlighting the fact that this part of our culture is so out there. You feel what I'm saying? Fine, it exists, whatever. To the point where people look at it through that lens, because no other motherfucking ethnic group does that shit. You feel what I'm saying? And it's funny because if you go to the Hispanic community, I'm pretty sure you find some hood ratchet shit there. You feel what I'm saying? But that's not what they bring out to the world. That's not the face of the people. Same thing with white folks. Shit, white folks more get it than black people if we really being motherfucking honest. But they don't get that. If you want to talk about white folks in this day and age, the first motherfucker they're probably gonna throw at you is Taylor Swift, because that's America's queen.
Let me piggyback off of your previous comment before the Taylor Swift thing. The hood niggas to black folk is what rednecks are to white people. They're literally the exact same.
Yeah, the degeneracy, right? Like, you're talking about the fact that these are not
even deeper than that. Look, the redneck is nothing more than the ghetto nigga of the white community. That's it. They do all the same shit the hood niggas do. They love their guns. I don't know a redneck who don't smoke weed. They're the same. They're the fucking same.
And guess what, Dion? You're gonna find those very same type of people in even countries like fucking Thailand. You're gonna find that shit in countries like the UK. Every country in this world got a motherfucking ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their ghetto ass, ratchet ass. Nigga, that's humankind. Nigga, go back to motherfucking medieval Europe and look at the ratchets and the niggas and the
I was about to say, do you think all Brits are all polite and gentlemanly and shit? There's some thugs over there.
Like some fucking thug, Jack the Ripper type niggas over there. You know what I'm saying? But and again, this is art imitating life. Movies talk about this. Books talk about this. Motherfucking nigga, you watch porn, they fucking talk about it. Hood porn. Like, bro, everybody talks about it. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
And that's what makes this funny.
By the way, my baby just retained. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. We riding Mercedes, ho.
But did she win the match fair and square?
Yes, she won clean.
Alright. That's the main thing I wanted, purely because that's Britt Baker. I don't want her having a team victory over Britt Baker of all people, because that's a superstar right there, Britt Baker.
Good. She could be a superstar on the floor because we retaining, baby.
I mean, I'm saying, give her that. Give her the clean victory over a big name like that. Give her that. I'm glad Mercedes won that too.
But yeah, them niggas, like, they're essentially highlighting the same problem, but Umar is like getting heated because he feels like he's skating over it by not directly admitting that it does cause an issue. And I just want Mouse to stand on it. It's okay to feel that way. Just stand on it. You know what I'm saying? We're having conversations. It's just you're not gonna get anywhere by yelling at each other passionately.
It definitely became a barbershop argument. And then you start getting up and shit. This is how you know.
And and it's like there's no beef, there's no animosity. They just passionate. It's it's a nigga moment. Shit. Ray and Brandon had one of these when with that fucking Kanye shit back in the day.
God.
Shit. But like, they really are going in circles at this point, though.
Yeah. And me and Brandon,
they're dancing around each other. That's what this is. That's what this discussion has become. They're dancing around each other.
No, because it gets to a point where you're both saying the same things, it's just in different.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's when you realize y'all gotta stop. It's just like we get the same thing. Because like me and Brandon, we hugged at the end of that, but that shit was so passionate. That shit got real passionate. Like Father had to end the show. Oh man, that was good. Let's try to finish this video out.
Don't answer for me. My answer wasn't popular.
But that's your answer.
Glamorize is different.
You better go to law school. Your answer is yes.
Great.
What they call it?
That's him up and everything. So he was saying about there being no animosity film. He dapped him up when it was over and everything.
And that's basically it, brothers. How do y'all feel about that video? What overall can we learn from that video right there?
First of all, this shows the value of like just stopping and listening to the other person, because as you just stated previously, there were moments when they were saying the exact same thing, and even calling each other on it, double back. See, I said that a few minutes ago. They were doing that. They were just so caught up in what they were trying to say, they weren't paying attention to the other person.
Father, what about you?
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said, overall, what can you say can we take from this video that we don't watch?
Art imitates life, as Dion eloquently said earlier. That's literally it. If you don't like it, well, deal with the people that perpetuate that stereotype. Don't blame the music, because the music is only a reflection of the man. The music is the man in the mirror. Remember that. The music is the man in the mirror. If you mad at the fact that black men are calling black women bitches and hoes and sluts and harlots and shit like that, go to the hoods of Chicago and New York and tell them to stop doing that shit. See how far you get.
Change the environment, change the culture.
Change the environment, change the culture, change the consciousness.
That was basically what It's the same thing I was saying. That I done said all the time. Again, I love Umar. I'd be 90% with Umar. The hip hop shit, that is like the 10. That's my 10%. It's just like it be. It's just be it bothers me too because it's just like
You know
he
what I
does.
want Umar to do? I want him to start actually talk. Has he actually talked to like actual rappers?
I
Has he
don't.
had
Look,
conversations with rappers?
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
he
think. I don't know if he had these conversations with rappers. It's just
Because that's what I want him to do. But also, uh, again, with some of the stuff he was saying, here's how you know who listens to the music and who don't. So I want him to pick, pick a rapper to, speak to, interview, or whatever, and to make it fair. Remember how they were talking about how you got rappers who spit the hood shit, but also have that conscious side to their shoe. They ride that line. They have that balance. Talk to one of them niggas.
who would you like to see Umar go up against?
Let's see.
Stephen A.
It'd
Smith.
be
Yeah, I would love to see that too.
Stephen A. motherfucking Smith. Book it.
yo. You know what?
I would love it. Honestly, I would love to see that. That's pay per view. That's something. I was like, yo,
I will
buying
pay
that shit.
to fucking see that. I will pay money to see that.
I will pay money to see that.
Oh my god.
Well, but now Umar got to run through a gauntlet. First is Stephen A. Smith, and then it's got to be Roland Martin Part 2. It's got to be round 2. He got to be on Club Shay Shay. He got to have a conversation with Shannon Sharp.
I was thinking that too.
This one is making me laugh.
Have 1,000 lashes.
No.
Just
But
hit with a belt. It's just 1,000.
I also want him to have a motherfucking conversation with Jason Whitlock.
But like I'm trying to think of rappers, like actual rappers he could talk to and like have this and have somewhat of a discussion with.
He could. Well, one rapper I think he would need to talk to is 50 Cent. Talk to 50 Cent.
50 Cent.
I feel like they would have a wonderful conversation.
50 Cent knows how to talk his way out of a lot of things. I will say that 50 knows how to talk.
And see, while 50, that's an interesting one because here's the thing. Like I said, I was thinking of rappers who ride that line with the conscious and the gangster and all of that, right? Now, the combo with 50 would be interesting because while he's primarily, the thug nigga, he's smarter than what a lot of people know. So that could be a fun one.
Thug nigga, I just think he's a hustler who, does thug activities.
Y'all ever watched the State versus Hip Hop that used to be on BET?
Who?
The State versus Hip Hop. It used to be on BET. Like they had a panel of people. That's where I first realized who Michael Eric Dyson was. But it was a bunch of rap. This was like in the early 2000s. It was Nelly on there. Mike Jones was on there. T.I. was on there. Motherfucking Melissa Ford was on there for one episode. Chuck D was on there for an episode. You never seen it?
Nah.
You have seen it.
You're talking to someone who hasn't paid any real attention to BET.
But this was like a week long. Oh my god. I play it, but I don't know if I get copyrighted. That's the one thing because BET. But you've seen it. It's still on YouTube. I will show you the link. You'll be like, "Oh, I've seen it." But yeah. So anyway, any last words before we wrap up this after party?
Damn, I still want to talk about that motherfucking. We need to run it back on that fucking men watching it burn conversation.
We can do that. We do that tomorrow if you want.
I want to. That's the talk I want. I was hoping I would do it today. I want to get caught up on that.
We can do that. We can do that tomorrow if you want. I just saw this and I was just like, damn. This is awesome.
What time tomorrow?
You want at 10 at night or?
I'll be available.
Yeah, I'll be just getting home from work. Yeah. I'll be up.
I'll be watching Raw while we do it too.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right. Cool.
I always miss the first couple of hours, so I'm glad I got DVR. I can watch it from the start once I'm in the house.
Watch that shit on my phone. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
I would, except I can't. With what I'm doing, like I can't have my phone on me watching videos and shit. You know.
I don't though. So you know.
All right, we do that tomorrow at 10, and then because I still got some things to set up for that one, but I do feel like it could be a good one. So, as for now, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down because we've been on here for a good 2.5 hours. So, fellas, I appreciate y'all coming on, doing this after party with us. Material Life, I know she got off, but I appreciate her jumping on as well. So, without saying, this is the after party, and we are signing out. Peace.
Deuces.